We're going to talk about what Sam Darnold is saying about the new offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. It's all good news, and things seem to just keep getting better this offseason for the defending Super Bowl champs. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Seahawks Digest, the show that is very slowly being convinced that this year's squad has not just a chance to run it back, but a chance to even be better than last year's team. Big part of that is going to be consistency. I know it's weird to say that like doing the same thing as last year somehow makes you better, but we're going to talk about it here on this episode. If you want to follow along, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button. It's a YouTube show, so I got to do this shtick at the beginning of every episode where I say, hey, why don't you like, subscribe, hit, comment. It's out of the way. Let's talk about the latest headline from the NFL pundits and insiders who know more about the game always than I will ever. But Sam Darnold talking about not much of a transition under the new OC, Brian. I want to call him McFlurry because those are tasty and delicious. But let's just call him B-Fleur. Let's call him Brian Fleur. Let's call him our new offensive coordinator. With the departure of any level of coach, even down to positional or strength or whatever it is, coach, there's always a question about what's going to happen. Is there going to be room for improvement? Is this going to be a huge negative? Is this going to change the dynamics, the vibes, the actual play calling? There's always just a million questions that pop up, given that football is such a structured business of routine and preparation and all that kind of stuff that goes into it. So with the Seahawks largely bringing back most of, if not their entire offense, and adding some great pieces like Jadarian Price, and we got a bunch of videos on those other guys. So that's why I say subscribe, check out all this content. Don't just deliver it for you here. But offensive coordinator is a big one. Changing the guy who's going to actually be installing the offense can make a huge difference. And that second line here from Darnold saying, thankfully it hasn't been too much of a transition, is I think a huge sigh of relief for me, which then I would hope then is a huge sigh of relief for you guys. Offensive coordinator to me feels like the most difficult but badass, but also like underappreciated job in all of football. Like when it's going right, the quarterback, running back, star receivers, all that kind of stuff get the credit. When it's going wrong, that camera is panning left and right of you on the sidelines, talking into the you got the paper where you're like, and it's like Troy Aikman's just there being like, you suck, son. So kind of a difficult, thankless job. Kubiak moves on to Vegas, and now the spotlight is on somebody new. So getting an endorsement like that from Darnold has been great. There was more from him. Talking about Fleury has been great. His command, his presence, the way he installs it with the run game, pass game, his command over the entire system has been incredible. To be able to learn each other, kind of what he's thinking and calling it, just continuing to get a feel for each other. It's been really good so far. Obviously, the actual football is yet to be played, and what's the saying that like every plan lasts until you get punched in the face, and we'll see once the bullets start flying if he can maintain this level of composure and consistency that Darnold likes. But I think this is a fantastic initial endorsement. Like I said, there's a lot of the same offense coming back, plus some new really fantastic pieces. So this is kind of a, if it's not broke, don't fix it situation. But at the same time, everybody is a little bit different in at least some ways. So you got to think that Fleury is a guy who would want to come in and at least have some sort of ideas. Like if you didn't want to, if you're Schneider and the front office and you just wanted Kubiak to stay, A, you could have paid him, or B, you could have cloned him, could have literally done an AI. Like we could have hired Claude to create a Clint Kubiak model and just be like, okay, like we'll put up a little iPad with a face and be like, you get what I'm saying. This is a different person. So you want to see what he's capable of, what he's interested in, what he's going to bring in into the fold for us to be able to. We're all going to be dining out on this offense. We're going to be living and breathing, living and dying on this. This article goes on to further talk about installing some more offensive principles. Good plan following last year's success. As I said, scheme isn't the main concern. It comes with him never having called plays. We've seen some of the OCs pick up the new keys, fly out and cruise with ease. Others instantly crash under pressure. So that's what I'm saying is the article here, the alleged NFL. As a host here, I'm big on the air quotes, alleged NFL insiders, because what do any of us really ever know? But yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. And I will say one thing that I think to me makes me a little bit more calm in all of this, and isn't actually anything to do with Fleury, but is that Sam Darnold has had so much change and transition from team to team, from coach to coach within those teams. He's been high, he's been low, he's been everything in between. And he, at this point, is like a steady, grizzly veteran. And to be able to have the consistency of he's in the same franchise again, like this isn't they brought him in on like with the Vikings on a 1-year show me rehab. Like he's here to be the Seahawks quarterback for this run. So having that, plus, like we said, a lot of returning pieces, I like to think that he is a calm enough elder statesman veteran who can say, maybe at some points, Coach, dig it, love what you're thinking there, but how about this? Coach, let's meet in the middle. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like we're at a point where Darnold is a little bit of a on-field coach himself. If this was Darnold just coming fresh out of USC and winning the Super Bowl last year, even with oh my God, he showed up as a rookie and just throwing the ball all over the place, won a Super Bowl, et cetera, I wouldn't necessarily be here saying like, that means he knows the system. That means he knows this. We'd probably be saying like, oh, the defense carried it. Oh, Cooper Cupp, Smith and Jigba, all those guys got great skill position. Like we would be placing the responsibility and accolades on everything around Darnold. But to say that Darnold has survived all this, understands the ups and downs of football, I have a really good sense that he is able to calmly ingest the learning growth pains, the ebbs and flows of Fleury figuring it out, and either audible out of it or conversate back and figure out how to get this thing right to where it needs to be. So just my thoughts, just the thoughts of the NFL insiders. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, dislike, share, all those other YouTube buttons. Until next time, keep the faith, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.